Welcome back to Excel 2013, day 17, exercise 1. Today we're going to have the introduction to quick analysis. Okay, um, let's go ahead and do the same process. Let's open our files. We're going to be working with Unit D. Under Unit D, we are going to open D6. And here's the spreadsheet. Okay, we're going to be using the file save as command. And we're going to call this projected revenue. Projected revenue. We can there you go. Projected revenue, quick analysis, introduction, and save. Okay, so right here we have this small table, projected revenue. Okay, so we have quarter 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, I'm gonna have to resize the columns just to have all the data displayed. Now right here we already have some totals here. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. Okay, we're gonna delete that totals. We're gonna delete the totals by column and click on save. Okay, we're gonna be working with the quick analysis. Okay, and we're gonna see the different ways that the quick analysis is gonna be able to help us. The quick analysis is this little guy here. Anytime that we select any data more than one cell, the quick analysis is gonna appear. When we click into that, the quick analysis will help us to do some format. Okay, by applying data bars. See, as you can see, we have the live preview. The bigger the number, the bigger the field is gonna be. We can use the color scales, icon sets, or use a conditional format greater than by percentages, or we probably want to click the format. Okay, we also have the charts. When we click into the chart, see, Excel is gonna give us a live preview of that particular chart. Okay, so this is a new tool into Microsoft Office 20 Excel spreadsheet. Okay, we can also get the totals or get an average. Okay, or count the numbers or get the percentages, etc., etc. Okay, anytime that you see this little triangle, it's because there's gonna be more tools. Okay, we have the tables. We can also convert org. See, we're dating to a table, maybe because we want to filter. Okay, and we can also use the spark lines. Okay, so let's go ahead and do an example. Now, that's the reason why we deleted the totals here. Okay, why? Because we're gonna go ahead and highlight this data starting on A3 through F10. Now from here we're gonna use the copy command, and I'm just gonna go ahead and paste this data 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 different times. Anytime that we use a copy command, okay, or the cat command, we're gonna see these wave lines going around. Okay, once we finish copying and pasting, we're gonna hit escape to get rid of that wave lines around it. And make sure that you just click on save. Now, why we're doing this? The reason why we're doing this, copy and paste, is because we're gonna try to apply, see, now we are not gonna try to apply. Basically, we're gonna be using, okay, the quick analysis. Okay, now that we have the quick analysis, let's say, the first thing is the format. So we have format, charts, totals, tables, and sparklines. Okay, we're gonna need about five different tables here. That's why we have 6. Okay. Now in this case, let's say that first of all we want to get the totals. Okay. So as you can see, we selected right the column F and row number 10. Now, one click into the arrow zone, what's gonna happen? Okay, so this is what the quick analysis did. See, it's adding the totals, but it's adding the totals. See, it's adding another label, sum, and then it's giving us the totals. Okay, now here you go, and then from there we continue using the quick analysis. Okay, now let's go ahead and undo this because I don't want the totals there. Okay, so I'm just gonna use my arrow zone and get my totals. Okay, now that I got my totals, I'm gonna use a quick analysis, and in this case, I'm gonna say, okay, let's go ahead and use a conditional format. Okay, now this conditional format is not gonna be applied to totals. Okay, so I'm gonna have to click into an empty cell and select only the cells for quarter 1, 2, 3, and 4. And here's my quick analysis. Okay, now from here I'm just gonna say, okay, we wanna find out, okay, which value greater than 20,000. We want to have a greater value of 20,000 with a different format, and then we click on OK. Okay, so just like that, the quick analysis is gonna apply the conditional format. Okay, let's go ahead and see another example here. Okay, now what are we gonna be using now? It's gonna be charts. Okay, perfect. So first of all, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and get the totals just by highlighting the cells and then using my arrow zone. Okay, again, we're gonna have to resize these columns. Okay, perfect. Now, again, I'm gonna let's see, what are we gonna be using here? Charts. Okay, so charts. Remember, normally we don't include the totals. Okay, so we're gonna be using charts. Okay, how about we try the cluster? There's a chart. Now, in this case, we're gonna be using something else. Okay, because this spreadsheet is gonna be pretty much full. So I don't want to be scrolling up and down. Now this chart, see, is gonna go into this other worksheet number 2. Okay, so from here, see, look, the chart is selected. Before I move it, I'm gonna go ahead and change the title here. Okay, so this is just gonna be projected revenue. Okay, and I'm gonna use, see, under the ribbon, under the chart tools design, we have the move chart. One click into that, and basically it's asking me, okay, choose where you want the chart to be placed. So from here we could create a new sheet or object in this case I'm going to say number 2, and then we're going to click on OK. Now it will look like here. See, this is worksheet number 2, and I'm just going to drag this chart up here. When we click on 1, we're back into worksheet number 1. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and highlight it. Okay, highlight, see the name. Anytime that we highlight the worksheet, we could rename it. Okay, now in order for me to do that, see, we could go back to yeah, we're just gonna do that from here. Okay, so look, 1 2 3 clicks, 1 2 clicks, gonna be highlighted, and then I'm gonna type in just data. And the second one, I'm gonna click into it. Okay, and we also under the cells group, see, we have insert, delete, format. From here, I'm gonna say, okay, I'm gonna rename this particular worksheet, and again, it's gonna be highlighted. Okay, so I'm just gonna call this one charts. And number 3, we are not gonna change it right now. We're just gonna leave them like for now like that. Okay, so there we go. On this one, we created the charts. Okay, so I'm just gonna type in a label up here, chart. Now this is gonna go above. I'm gonna be using merchant center just for that one. Okay, perfect. Okay, now we have another one right here where I'm gonna scroll a little bit. Okay, now what's gonna be the next one to use? Totals. Okay, now let's say we're gonna be getting the totals. In this case, look, I'm gonna be selecting from B4 all the way through S9. And here's my quick analysis. Now I'm gonna use the totals, and I'm just gonna click on sum. Okay, so there's my totals. It's just that we have the pound sign. Every time that we see the pound sign is because the data doesn't fit into the cell to be displayed, so we have to resize the columns. Okay, now if I select again the same data and I come back to the quick analysis and I say, okay, I want to get the totals again. Let's see if same. The quick analysis is not gonna give me the totals on the side. Okay, if I bring my pointer into the average, it's just gonna change the average by columns. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Okay, now there's a little bit of color on this one right here, the sum. So basically it's telling me, hey, I'm gonna give you the totals by column, by rows. Okay, now this one right here is gonna give me the totals right here on the side. Okay, and there's this little triangle. Okay, so there's these are colored, see, so that you guys could see which one's gonna be for columns, which one's gonna be for rows. So there you go, and there's my total, and I need to resize that particular column. Okay, now from here I'm just gonna type in totals because that's what we use using the quick analysis, right? We get the totals, perfect. Okay, now right here we have another one. Let me scroll a little bit. Okay, now in this case, what are we gonna be using? We already use a format, charts, totals. Now this time we're gonna convert this as a table. Okay, so in this case we're gonna selecting all the data, including the totals. We're coming to the quick analysis. See, I'm gonna be converting this to tables. Now, when I bring my pointer into this table, it's giving me a live preview. So if I'm happy with it, I'm just gonna click into it, and there's my chart formatted as a table. Why we format as a table? Because we want to have these filters, and maybe we want to filter our data in different ways. Okay, there's only one thing that we're missing here. Okay, now again, using the quick analysis, okay, totals, I'm gonna get the totals by rows, and then I'm gonna come back to the quick analysis, and I'm gonna be getting totals. Now this time it's gonna be to my rows, to my by columns. I'm clicking to this icon, and there's my totals. Okay, there's only one problem that it added. See, because the selection was all the way through F. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and click on undo, and I'm just gonna select the data that I wanna use here. Okay, we're also gonna have to get rid of this one below because we included the two totals. Okay, so in this case we're only gonna select the data, not including the columns or the rows, and then using the quick analysis back to totals. I want the sum by rows, which basically is doing the same. Okay, that's right. We're just gonna go ahead and move this. Okay, now using the quick analysis again, totals, but this time it's gonna be by row, by column. There you go. So the column is giving me the total correctly, but in this case it moves this other total below. Now we can just go ahead and highlight the data and drag it up here, and then to clear the data on this one, we're just gonna come back under tool designs, and from here we are gonna be using, okay, let me go back to home. Yes, I want to clear the formats. Okay, now it didn't work. Okay, how about if we click into an empty cell when I use the format painter and then apply it into the cells. Perfect. Now we just need to get rid of the fill. Okay, it's gonna be no fill. And how about if we say, okay, how about if we delete this particular row? Okay, so we select the row number 20, back to home, delete rows, and there we are. Okay, perfect. So we have our totals by using the quick analysis. As you guys can see, we had to move some things around. Okay, we had to move some things around, but there you go. Now let's say that over here we want to create another, insert another, okay, row to separate the data. Insert 3 rows and one more. Perfect. Why? Because right here I'm just gonna type in, say, table. Now using the merge and center, we're gonna merge and center this information and resize it just like the others. Okay, this projected revenue, we are gonna change it because in this case we use the conditional format. And then again, merchant center. Perfect. Can we apply all column, all borders? Yes, all borders was easy to read, and we know what belongs to what. Perfect. So we use a conditional format. We apply the chart. The chart went into this other spreadsheet. Okay. We apply the totals using the quick analysis. We convert this as a table. Okay. Now, what is the next one is gonna be? Now we are gonna be using the spark lines. Okay. So right here we are not gonna need this total. We're just gonna delete that total row and delete this other total. Okay. Now we are gonna select the data. And from here, again, we're going to be using the quick analysis. Now we have the spark lines. Okay, spark lines, we could use lines, columns, or win and loss. I'm going to go with columns in this case. Just click into that. And the columns are going to be the spark lines. It's just going to be added into the next cell. Now, each of these little rows belongs to one of these numbers. So as the number gets bigger, the column is going to get bigger. Okay, and that's the spark lines. And again, merchant center, 14 points, all borders. Perfect. And we have another one. Okay. So we use chart, totals, tables, spark lines. Okay, in this case, let's go ahead and apply the line. Okay. And let's go ahead and delete this total, this other total. And now we could do the using the quick analysis, spark lines, and let's go ahead and use the win loss. There's no win loss, so that's why all of them are the same. Once we have one created, can we change it? Yes, of course. Okay, so we have let's see, yeah, let's go ahead and click on undo. Back to the quick analysis, spark lines, and we're gonna be using lines. Okay, there's different type of lines here, and we could apply. That's perfect. That's good. Okay. Now on this one again, we use spark lines. We are going to be using Merchant Center. Remove all into that and apply 14 points and change the font to Calip. Okay, perfect. Make sure you just click on save, and that is the quick analysis introduction. We will be doing another exercise with the quick analysis. Okay, and thank you. I'm gonna close the spreadsheet, click on save, and that was day 17, introduction to quick analysis. Okay, thank you for watching. Until the next video tutorial. Bye bye.